Hey guys, time for Weekly Weird News, and this one's a doozy.
Yeah, so Tim Hortons is a Canadian institution, as we all know, and it's the biggest fast food restaurant up in the Great White North. They also apparently treat their employees like shit and have been cutting corners with ingredients and quality for years, but that's all besides the point. Because, just like last week, we've got some poop news for you.
Oh, I love poop news. From the medical part of it, where you can put other people's poop inside you and cure anything.
Exciting.
To taking poop out of you, which is what this story's about.
We all do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's poop news, and unlike that New Jersey school superintendent who was slyly pooping all over a school football field at 5 a.m. thinking that he'd never be caught, this week's pooper did her business in the middle of a crowded Tim Hortons in British Columbia. Oh, and then when she was done, she picked up her shit and threw it at a cashier.
Poop news! Yeah, you would imagine that she was doing all of this while maintaining eye contact the entire time, because if you're gonna throw poop, you might as well have dominance in the situation. You see, this woman, she was sending a clear message and asserting what little dominance she had in a situation where she was otherwise powerless. We've all been there. You got a big brown loaf that needs to get out of the oven right fucking now, but you're not at home or near any of your usual trusty shitting spots, so you run into the nearest place of business where you'd assume they'd have a restroom, like a restaurant, and then you make a beeline for the toilets, but uh-oh, they're locked. So what do? You go to the counter, ask them politely, but with a sense of urgency, so that they know you're in trouble. Please unlock it. I have to go. I don't care that there is graffiti carved into the seat that will cut my butt when I sit on it.
I will sit in the last guy's piss.
It doesn't matter. I have to go now. At this point, that prairie dog is peeking out of its hole. You don't have time for pleasantries. You gotta go, and you gotta go right now. Open the fucking door. Give me the code.
But, turns out this Tim Hortons has a very unpolite, un-Canadian policy of only granting bathroom access at their own discretion.
The most powerful person at a Tim Hortons is the cashier.
Yeah, and this is probably because of all the heroin addicts that they find passed out in there all the time.
It's a problem.
They're assuming that you're hopped up on something yourself based on the way you're hopping around uncomfortably and sweating and yelling about how you need the goddamn bathroom key right fucking now.
If I was on heroin, would I do this?
I swear I'm not on drugs!
Also,
not on drugs!
Isn't it like heroin is the one where you literally can't shit,
That's
correct?
Right, that's right.
So, just be like, give me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Time me, please.
But so they deny you, and by now it's too late. Your butthole timed this whole scenario out ahead of time, but did not factor in all these delays.
No.
This is happening. You are going to poop your pants in the cashier line of a British Columbia Tim Hortons.
Yeah, so obviously this is a bit distressing. You're a grown-ass adult, and this minimum wage teenage gatekeeper has reduced you to a toddler who hasn't been potty trained. And at this point, you've got two options. Poop your pants, or make a moment out of it. Drop trowel right then and there and shit on the floor. Neither outcome is ideal, but if you poop your pants, you gotta walk around with a giant dump in your trousers until you get home, and probably sit down in your car and drive in it for a while. And in that scenario, Tim Hortons wins. Boo! If you drop your pants, expose your bare ass, spread your cheeks, and shit right there on the floor just feet away from people eating breakfast, I mean, you still lose, but so does Tim Hortons.
That's right.
I will say, in the video, she has at least done this before, or is a hiker, or someone
There's no hesitation.
and she knows to she doesn't just squat.
Yeah.
Someone with no experience in shitting in a situation that doesn't allow for shitting would just normally squat. She used the thing behind her to, like a tree in the woods.
Yeah.
That's it. They train you when you're hiking.
She prepared for all possible outcomes.
And prepared by grabbing a bunch of napkins right before it happened.
So yeah, of course it would be, one thing if she just finished the job, pulled her pants back up, and told the cashier, "Hey, hoser, I guess you should have let me use the bathroom then, eh?" There would at least be some semblance of a moral victory there, but no. In the heat of the moment, with her adrenaline still pumping from the whole dehumanizing affair, she picks up that turd with her bare hands, throws it behind the counter at the Tim Hortons staff, cowering next to where all the food gets prepared. And then she repeatedly grabs wads of napkins from the dispenser to wipe her shitty ass and throw those at the staff as well. It's a literal shit show.
Yeah, if there's one thing that really clouds your judgment, it's being a teenager and having an adrenaline rush.
Oh yeah.
And both of those are probably connected too. The hormones of puberty really cloud the brain.
Yeah.
Anyway, soon after, the Mounties showed up and arrested the woman in the parking lot. She didn't get away too fast, I guess.
No.
She was
probably just like, oh God, just relief.
Oh yeah, the relief is just like, take me to jail.
Oh my God.
Take me to one of those beautiful Canadian jails. At least they have bathrooms.
Yeah.
They later released her, and now she's got a court date to determine how exactly the law is going to deal with all this and answer a lot of unanswered questions. We have a lot of those questions as well. We know nothing about this woman, and the security footage is so low quality that we can't really tell if she's homeless or strung out or just a normal person who forgot to take a poo before her morning jog. Tim Hortons issued a statement saying that the cashier denied restroom access to the woman based on past behavior, but that could mean all sorts of things. As with last week's school pooper, we need answers, damn it.
Yeah.
The problem is, with this court case, if she had pooped and left, wouldn't have been as severe. She is literally attacking someone with something that you would consider a biohazard.
Yeah, it's
and then potentially contaminating the kitchen for weeks.
You add a few more infractions once you start using your own shit as a weapon.
Yeah.
So yeah,
chemical warfare.
Yeah,
biological warfare.
Pretty much. I mean,
no, they literally had to. I would assume if they're want to be
burn the restaurant down,
reputable company, close the restaurant and probably get in a team of people in those like giant suits that are covered with plastic the whole way through and to like clean everything down, because the risk of one poo particle from this woman's ass getting on a Tim Horton donut is too great for that company.
I mean, real Tim Hortons fans, they know what they're getting into.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't think I assume there's already rat shit in my coffee?
Yeah.
Come on. I come here because it's convenient and because I remember when this place used to be a decent place to get my coffee.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like,
flinging the shit really takes it above and beyond.
If she had pooped outside, it'd be like, oh, why did you poop outside? Why are you phantom pooping? You can't win. Can't win. I mean, me personally, I was driving to Las Vegas alone last year. Stopped at a gas station to use the bathroom. Someone was in there probably doing heroin for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So I went out back and took a shit in the bushes.
There you go.
Because I had no other option.
Yeah.
Can you fault me for that?
A little bit.
Yeah, well,
you should have brought a shovel.
I didn't. I did not.
Okay.
I pooped right next to the trash cans though, so not too hard for them.
On the tour buses, you can't poop in the bathroom in the tour bus.
Yeah.
So they would tell you to you'd put a plastic bag in there, and you'd shit in the plastic bag and you tie it up.
Like a dog.
Yeah. Toss it out the window.
Toss it out the window like one of those piss bombs?
Yeah. Yeah, the side of all highways are just littered with shit and piss.
Yeah.
Anyone who mows that grass is in for a bad time.
Mm-hmm. You're minesweeping, basically.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's called shebagging. And it's convenient.
Anyway, let's move on to a recurring topic on this show, other than poop. Lying teens. As we've seen before with cases like Malachi Love Robinson pretending to be a doctor, or that other kid who pretended to be a state senator. Often so much work is put into the lie that it kind of defeats the whole purpose of the lie. If Malachi Love Robinson had put as much effort into studying as he did into pretending to be a doctor, he probably would have ended up as a doctor eventually anyway.
Yeah.
Instead, he's in jail now. Similarly, a high school student in Northern California recently got busted for changing his grades, and the method that he used involved creating an entire fake website and sending phishing emails to teachers in order to gain access to the actual school website.
Genius. He created a fake website that looked identical to his high school's own official website, emailed various teachers with an official-looking email message and a link for them to sign in to the fake school website, and then when one of them did, he skimmed their login info, used it on the real school website to get into their IT network, where he changed not only his own grades, but the grades of around 15 other students, some of whom he lowered their grades. Now that's fucked up.
That's hubris.
Yeah. I always figured this was so dumb because it's so easy to catch.
Yeah.
Like, no, I didn't give him this grade. It's me, one of a dozen or so teachers at this school.
I mean, there's probably a few teachers it would work on, and they're the teachers you'd assume it would work on.
Lazy.
The ones who, they've been in the game way too long to give a shit. They're just riding out their tenure to get those sweet, sweet retirement benefits.
True. Change your own grades slightly so you can probably fly under the radar. Yeah, I mean, sure. But lower some other kid's grade, and they're going to notice that, and they're going to be upset that they're getting screwed, and they're probably going to confront the teacher about it, who is then going to look back and figure it out. Even with one kid, it might be seen as a fluke, but 15 kids? No fluke.
Yeah, so the school correctly inferred that something fishy with a PH was going on, and they got law enforcement involved who simply had to look at the school's IP logs to find out where the grade hacker lived because, yep, despite all his hard work being deceptive, he did all this on his home network instead of just going to the fucking library or using a VPN.
Yeah.
Anyways, the cops came to his house, and thanks to an electronic sniffing dog,
Wow.
they found a thumb drive hidden in a tissue box that proved that he was the one behind the whole thing.
At least he hit the thumb drive.
Yeah.
Who could have known an electronic sniffing dog was going to be in there?
You know, they trained him for that so they could find child porn.
Ah,
So,
smart.
I mean, and in the dog's eyes, he's hunting a pedophile. Every case
This
is...
dog doesn't know what he's hunting, Elliot.
That's true, yeah. He's hunting treats.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the kid has since apologized. He's so sorry. And he says he still wants a career in IT, but, you know, now that's going to have to wait until he goes to court for the 14 felony counts he's now facing, in addition to being suspended from school.
Yeah.
So,
Not really going to pan out for him in the IT.
I don't know. Like, I mean, with a lot of these IT guys,
But when you get caught, you usually get banned from like computer access and stuff.
you do for like a decade.
I mean,
and
we've
then-
all seen the movie Hackers.
Yeah.
It's the whole premise.
He took down like 10 banks in one
Yeah.
day. He's a legend.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Zero cool.
a lot of those guys end up becoming like consultants to stop this shit from happening. Although this kid,
Maybe maybe the school will hire him.
I like your moxie, kid. You're hired.
Hey, can we hire you to tell us which websites are fake phishing
Hey,
websites?
IT guy, you're fired.
Kid, you're in.
Kid, you're in.
Also, we're not going to pay you.
Yeah.
It's a good way to save money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Child labor. Great way to
Speaking-
save money.
Speaking of, man, the 20s really had it right. Speaking of lion teens, though, here's a bit of a twist on that concept. A freshman high school basketball player down in Texas who was voted as his school district's Offensive Player of the Year for this past school year turns out to have actually been a 25-year-old man who simply wanted a second shot at high school basketball greatness. Sidney Bouvier Gilstrap Portley, great name, found the perfect opportunity last fall when Hurricane Harvey displaced thousands of young students, forcing them to attend new schools. So Sid here assumed the name Rashun Richardson and enrolled in Skyline High School in Dallas, telling them that he was homeless due to the hurricane and probably using that as an excuse for why he didn't have any documentation showing that he's supposed to be in high school.
It's
basically
the perfect storm.
Premise of everybody wants some with the pitcher who's
Yeah.
30.
Yeah.
I just love the college years.
Yeah, I mean, high school sports, that's something that happens once.
Yeah.
And after that, I mean, you can try to recreate it with intramural leagues or shitty dodgeball leagues, but it's never going to be the same.
Yeah.
Anyway, after 2 months at Skyline High, he transferred to Hillcrest High School to try out for their basketball team, and of course, he made it onto the team, seeing as he was a 25-year-old posing as a 17-year-old who had previously played college basketball at Dallas Christian College. So he, of course, did pretty well on the court, earning Offensive Player of the Year and helping Hillcrest end their season with an 11-10 positive record.
Wow.
It all fell apart, though, when one of his old college basketball coaches, who now coached for a local Dallas high school, attended a high school basketball tournament and noticed that, one of the players on one of the other teams looks a hell of a lot like a dude that he'd coached just a few years prior at Dallas Christian College.
So that coach called up Sid's current coach, and the jig was up. He's now been arrested and faces a charge of tampering with government records. The whole thing seems pretty innocent and almost weirdly inspirational. Maybe they should make a Disney movie out of this.
Yeah.
The kid that just wanted to try too hard. It all sounds like whatever until you find out that he was so immersed in the lie that he was 10 years younger than his actual age that he started dating a 14-year-old freshman. Gross. So yeah, she now claims that the relationship wasn't sexual, but yeah, it's still gross. What are you doing? You don't got to sell it like that. Just the government records thing. Fine, but what are you doing? Also, 14-year-old girls, they lie all the time. We're not sure who's telling the truth here. The girl's mom says that even when she thought the guy was 17, she was uncomfortable with the relationship and thought he was too old for her daughter. So, as you'd imagine, this is probably a bit of a shock for her.
Man, we have news for you. He's not 17.
Oh, thank God!
He's 25.
Fuck!
Yeah. So what did we learn today, kids? Well, if you're going to do a phishing attack on your teachers to get it into the school's IT system and change your grades, don't also change the grades of half your class, because that'll raise suspicions. Also use a VPN, you moron.
Duh.
Similarly, if you're 25 and looking for a second shot at high school basketball greatness, don't do it in the same fucking city that you previously played both high school and college basketball in. People know who you are. Also, don't date 14-year-olds, because then it becomes a lot harder to sympathize and laugh about the whole thing.
Yeah, it just kind of makes it all sad and disturbing.
Also, better safe than sorry, wear adult diapers at all times.
That's
Because
true.
you never know when you're gonna need to poop. And you never know if when that power trip and Tim Hortons cashier is gonna say yes or no. Don't leave your fate in that child's hands.
What she needs to do is find a doctor that will diagnose her with Crohn's or IBS right now.
But what do you do? Like walk around with a doctor's note all the time?
No, for the court.
Oh, for the, yeah.
Yeah. They should give you a Crohn's card. Sir, I haven't bought anything, but if you don't let me in right now, we're gonna have a real problem.
Yeah, oh my God.
The Crohn's card.
Yeah, because Crohn's disease is a serious disability.
Yeah.
The Americans with Disabilities Act, a law.
And they recognize it.
It requires that businesses be accommodating
Yeah.
to disabilities. And, you know, when you got a disease like Crohn's, like...
Let me the fuck in the bathroom.
Crohn's.
Yeah, they should have it should be one of those RFIDs where any bathroom, you just go up and it unlocks if you got the Crohn's card.
The Crohn's card.
You know what? I don't think this is offensive. I think people with Crohn's would enjoy
I
this.
think they would.
This is positive.
There's gotta be, if you got Crohn's, let us know.
Wait, would you sign up for a Crohn's card?
Crohn's card. Swipe, swipe.
Everything we develop has something to do with shitting. We have the big dick toilet and the Crohn's card. Two very convenient things because we can just spoof these and be like, hey, if you want to get into a bathroom, just tell me you have Crohn's.
Yeah.
Also be like, hey, you got to put a bigger dick toilet in there.
All those medical marijuana doctors that are now out of a job because of legalization, this is their new racket, the Crohn's card.
The Crohn's card. Let me in! Sorry, everyone.
But yeah. Anyway, before we get into headlines, it's time for a word from this week's sponsor, ADT.
Yeah.
Is your home an ADT home? Get ADT and help protect against break-ins, fire, and carbon monoxide. Ain't no one gonna sneak into your house and use your toilet with ADT.
It's yours.
For a limited time, get ADT's lowest rate starting at just $28.99 a month from the most trusted name in home security. That is just $1 a day.
Yeah, ADT is the first security company to help keep you safe at home and when you're on the go with the new ADT Go app. Not to mention, ADT Go also offers a family locator, private messaging, automatic check-ins, and safe driving reports. It even includes an SOS button with 24/7 emergency response. Let me in the bathroom. And you get ADT Go with a purchase of any security system. So there you go.
Go to ADT.com/podcast to take advantage of ADT's lowest rate. ADT, tested, trusted, proven. Here's the fine print. With 36-month monitoring contract, early termination and installation fees apply. Excludes taxes and fees. Applies to traditional services only. Certain markets excluded. Licenses available at ADT.com.
Anyways, let's get into headlines. This episode's already been a doozy, but why not give you more?
Yeah, this one's an update to an old story.
Good. You'll soon be able to visit the Daytons Monkey at the Science Museum in St. Paul. You know what? Let's turn this into a positive and bring in some new eyeballs into the old Science Museum.
When you hear about mummies, you usually picture ancient Egypt, probably. Well, this mummy's from right here in the Twin Cities.
And you should have seen his crypt. It was filled with lawn darts and 70s bell bottoms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you missed that episode, they were renovating an old mall and they found a mummified monkey from the 1960s in there.
Oh, the 60s, okay.
I mean, it was a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, so it'd just be like some inflatable furniture and a lava lamp.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe a couple of doobies.
a couple of Beatles albums.
So yeah, I mean, that monkey, now anyone can go see it, or soon, at the Science Museum in St. Paul.
Someone go and take a picture and send it to us, please. I want to see you with the monkey. Mm-hmm. Hold up a sign, this is Weekly Weird News or something like that.
Toys R Us to sell Jeffrey the Giraffe and sextoysrus.com.
So they just bought the website, obviously, so no one else would buy it and troll them.
Yeah, this is a common thing, but Toys R Us, they when the internet came about, they were apparently they were advised by their lawyer to just like leave no stone unturned here. So they actually own dozens of fake Toys R Us URLs.
Yeah.
Like anal toys die, like all this fucking shit.
Yeah.
But they're going out of business, so now out for grabs. They're also, if you want Jeffrey the fucking giraffe as your company's mascot, you just buy the rights from them. So if you're...
Well, where do I put my Jeffrey dollars? Where are they going to be accepted?
Probably at whatever weird depraved sex company buys both Jeffrey the Giraffe and sextoysrus.com.
I feel like Shivy should open a bar and grill and get Jeffrey the Giraffe as his mascot. It'd be like Hooters, except for people that are attracted to tall, slender people. That's just the only way to get off.
A height requirement for all the workers, and it's not discrimination because they're performers.
Yeah. Like, oh man, I just love being looked down upon.
Yeah.
It's my fetish.
Yeah.
Come to Jeffrey the Giraffe's fucking.
Do you want that regular size or
giraffe size?
Giraffe size.
Comes with a giant giraffe neck that you drink out of.
The glass is literally so tall that you have to like be
a straw
tall.
has to come down into your mouth. Oh, shitty, get on that.
Yeah. Oh, you want the regular size manlet?
Oh, you want the calf size?
Calf size.
Is that what giraffe kids are called? Are they still calves? I think they are.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's just constantly streaming that April pregnancy fucking live stream.
I've lost my appetite.
Wow, giraffe is disgusting.
Guys, our food sales are not doing great.
Oh, look, the sack broke.
Look at all that afterbirth.
You guys want some juice?
Ugh.
April the giraffe afterbirth juice. It's a bad idea.
Giraffe to birth.
Sir, can I line up some giraffe births for you?
Yeah, you're gonna need your Crohn's card after that.
We should get and then fucking John Tapper has to rescue it. What are you guys thinking?
This is all terrible ideas. A giraffe themed bar with drinks you can't reach unless you're 6'5". You're constantly streaming giraffe live births on your TV. You have drinks named after afterbirth. What are you thinking?
Oh God. Oh man. Oh.
And then they just don't listen to it.
They go 6 weeks later.
I think we know better than this asshole.
They were back to serving the giraffe drinks. Locals love them. They tell us all the time how much they love them. Oh jeez. Okay, let's move on. American Airlines bans insects, hedgehogs, and goats as emotional support animals.
Good.
I can't believe we actually have to write this down.
Yeah, but you know what's still allowed? Miniature horses.
Why? Little Sebastian?
Yeah. As long as as long as you get a doctor's note saying it's your emotional support mini horse,
yeah,
they're good to go. I mean, I don't know how much regular size horses shit a lot.
Yeah, they have to wear one of those like bags under their tail.
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, this is good news for Rob Dyrdek though. Doesn't he have a mini horse?
I don't know.
You ever watch Robin Big?
Big died.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. Big.
But
probably R.I.P. mini horse as well.
Yeah. I can't imagine they last very long. Aren't mini horses just ponies?
No.
Hmm.
No, I think they're like the dwarf version of a horse.
The craziest thing I've ever seen is a cat. That's it. I've seen dogs all the time, but rarely you'll see even a cat on a plane.
Like, do they roam freely?
No, they don't roam freely. You keep them in a bag.
Okay.
But the lady would like open up the bag and like feed it and stuff.
I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
They don't bother anyone.
Yeah.
But like a fucking peacock, a goat.
Emotional
support insects. Fucking insect?
Dumb.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Speaking of animals, pet dog raised by Chinese family for 2 years turns out to be a black bear.
Well, was it nice? Now it's fucked. They can't bring it back to nature now.
Yeah, it's at like a wildlife reserve now. It's like, so this sounds like, oh, how could you mistake a bear for a dog? But
when they're cubs, they do look like.
Well, 2 years old.
Yeah.
But so they thought that it was a Tibetan Mastiff. Which, if you Google the Tibetan Mastiff, it is a dog breed that looks like a fucking bear. Basically, the Asian version of like a Saint Bernard. They're just absolute units of dog.
Yeah, in awe of the size of this lad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
or
that's what you'll say
when
you see the pictures. You'll be in awe at the size of that pupper.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But they were like, oh, it seemed a little suspicious when we noticed he was walking on his hind legs. It was like, maybe he's just a smart dog.
Yeah.
Look, he could do a trick.
It. Yeah. I've seen dogs walking on hind legs. Not that crazy.
But I mean,
well, finally, what was the breaking point?
I mean, it just kept growing, and they were like,
it's getting a little big.
I think it might be a bear.
It keeps leaving to go to a river and catch trout. Very weird dog. Hippos poop so much that sometimes all the fish die.
All of them.
That's a fucking headline. The fucking home run headline. All the fish die.
But it's
what,
like,
all the fish what? In what radius?
All the fish. So like apparently hippos, they shit a lot.
Yeah, I would assume that. You've seen the video where it shits and its tail spins and
yeah. So in some parts of Africa,
all the fish die.
Like you get like 60 hippos in one narrow stretch of river, and the hippos apparently during the night they're on land, but during the day when it's hot in summer in Africa, it's real hot. They go in the water. They're underwater most of the time, and they're just pissing and shitting constantly.
Yeah.
And it kills all the fish. They
all the fish.
So these two researchers, they were like, why, whenever there's a storm, do thousands of dead fish wash up all over the banks of the river? Like, what's killing all these fish? And like, oh, it's the hippos. when they poop, it kills all the fish.
All the fish.
All the fish die.
Hippos are fucking scary anyways.
Yeah, they're
They're
very dangerous.
They're extremely fast on land and water.
They'll cut you in half with one bite. Yeah, they can run like 40 miles an hour in water. There's like some fucking crazy videos of safaris on the boat safaris where like
the hippo it's like a shark.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
Yeah. They're not as cute and happy as television cartoons would make you think.
No,
or games.
But they are
hungry. Yeah.
They are hungry.
Yeah. And they poop a lot.
Yeah.
Fail attraction. The endangered marsupial killing itself with too much sex.
Yeah. It's a little like mouse thing in Australia.
Oh, I've heard about this before.
During mating season, the dudes, like their testosterone, their T levels just get so high, they're fucking like
couple of Proud Boys.
Days at a time,
yeah.
And they don't sleep. Like, it's like when you have to take a shit, you don't think clearly. The hormones are all off the charts.
Starts clouding up and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna shit right here in this restaurant.
Yeah, this is what happens to them. They get a taste of that marsupial poontang and they can't stop at the risk of their own health. And then like apparently, it's like Black Widows, but like self-inflicted. Yeah. At the end of the mating season,
like when
all the men just
like in the during World War II when a Navy ship would pull into port. Easiest way to take down a whole crew.
Yeah.
Poontang.
Poontang.
Mm-hmm. At least that's what the drill sergeants called it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poontang. It's like Mean Girls, but everyone's 80. How nursing homes deal with bullies.
I worked at a nursing home for 2 or 3 years. It is a very sad place.
Yeah. So apparently a big factor is that men die earlier. Yeah. So the genders there, mostly women. Mm-hmm. The few men there, they have a great time.
Yeah, they're loving it.
They're loving it.
Yeah.
But the women there are just fucking, they're old, so they don't give a shit anymore. They're super petty. It's like prison. Yeah. It's like,
it definitely is.
It's like, that's my spot. That's where I sit and watch fucking Oprah.
I feel
that'll be my spot till I die.
I feel terrible saying this, but it's extremely disgusting because I worked in the food service part of it. It's just like, it's like, honestly, like hosting a meal for a bunch of children. There's just food everywhere. Nobody gives a shit. Yeah. They're pooping their pants. Yeah, they're peeing their pants.
That's the thing.
They're screaming at you for more V8 juice, please. So it wasn't a fun job, but it paid well, and I was like 16.
You've seen some shit, man.
Literally, I literally saw shit while I was working there.
Another thing in this
article, they die all the time. It's very
constantly.
Sad. It's very. Like, Did you ever walk in? You're like, there's an empty table. You're like, oh, where's Gertrude?
Oh, she's dead.
She's dead now.
Did you ever see like? Did they have the cats?
No.
Like you heard like they bring cats into these places, and the cats can predict when people die.
Oh yeah, they go like cuddle on them.
Yeah, if the cats start hanging out with someone,
their time.
But this article, they mentioned another thing I hadn't even considered. Is that old people are super bigoted, especially against gay people. Yeah. And a lot of gay people who came out in like the 60s and 70s are now going to retirement homes and just being called like faggots and shit constantly.
Jesus.
Just being treated really badly by other old people.
Yeah. Woof. It's a sad reality that we all have to deal with. That one day, if you're, I guess, lucky enough to live that long, you're gonna need to be taken care of, especially if you don't have a large family that has lots of free time. And it is sad.
It's very sad.
It's, first-hand experience, not fun.
So just don't get old.
Yeah. Yes. Die young.
New law. Kansas cops can't have sex during traffic stops.
Damn it! There's like a guy who just got out of the police academy and he's like,
oh baby.
All right, time to have sex on the job. And then, fuck!
They didn't say I couldn't. Here we come.
Fuck! God damn it. Everybody, the whole time during the academy, it's all everyone talked about was all the poontang I'd be getting on the job.
Perfectly legal poontang. Mm-hmm. Now I gotta go find another state who hasn't amended their laws to account for this very specific thing.
Oh man, I'm sure that police there are very upset. Yeah. I didn't move.
What's even the point anymore? God.
Jeez.
Mother renamed son after tattooist makes spelling error.
Seems like it would be easier to just get the tattoo fixed.
I don't know. In this case, the kid's name was originally Kevin. The tattooist wrote Kelvin.
Oh, Kelvin. Oh, that's a cool
name.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's an upgrade, because Kevin, especially on some corners of the internet, like Kevin, just the name itself is a fucking joke. It's like a tier below Chad, where people just assume things about you if your name's Kevin.
Kelvin's fucking cool. That's like a heat rating system, right?
Yeah, it's like a temperature gauge.
Yeah.
And like,
it's fucking badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelvin's
I agree with this woman.
Yeah, the
tattoo artist.
He did a favor.
He deserves
He knew what
all
he was
the
doing.
recognition.
Oh, your kid's Kevin. Oh.
Kelvin, I'd like you to meet someone. Oh, is this my dad? No, close though. It's the guy who named you.
Hey, little guy. Between you and me, I did it on purpose.
Thanks, Chad.
Didn't want another Kevin in this world.
Thanks, Kevin. Republican who claims Holocaust was orchestrated by gay Nazis wins enough support for Massachusetts governor primary.
Woo!
Is he the one with the bus that says "Follow me to Mexico"?
Oh, I don't know.
Have you seen that?
No.
Someone like painted a school bus and it was like, "Warning: this bus filled with rapists, criminals, robbers. Follow me to Mexico." And he's like driving it around.
What the fuck?
It's like his campaign slogan.
That's not cool.
Hey, this is the reality we're living in.
So this guy, he's terrible. He's a very bigoted person. But there is a grain of truth to the whole gay Nazis thing. Mm-hmm. The real gay Nazis didn't live long enough to orchestrate the Holocaust because they were killed on the Night of Long Nights, aka Kristallnacht. Mm-hmm. But a lot of those early brown shirts in Nazism had this weird fucking ideology of like, they were all fucking gay Aryan hunks, and they hated women almost as much as they hated Jews. So like being gay was like the ultimate in Aryan manliness.
Yeah, real Proud Boys.
But yeah, Hitler got sick of them and had them all summarily executed, and then the whole Holocaust thing started. So
Well,
the more you know.
If you're voting in Massachusetts, keep an eye on the ballot.
Yeah.
Don't just Christmas tree it like your last test.
Snowmass man, who roommates drew phallic symbols on his face, pleads guilty to starting their garage on fire. Judge calls retaliation significantly out of proportion.
Did he give him a break at least?
I don't know. I couldn't read the article because it was behind a paywall. But I mean, the story's pretty much that's his roommates drew dicks on his face. He didn't like it.
He probably wanted to start a small fire, and it got out of control.
I don't know. I mean, if he's living there, that's his garage too.
Yeah,
I don't
that's why
know
I'm saying small fire.
Small fire.
Light some of their shit on
Just
fire.
scare him a little bit.
Yeah.
Let's give him a scare.
Give him a little scare.
Yeah.
And then it got out of control.
Yeah.
As these things tend to do. The same with drawing dicks. Gets a little out of control.
It does.
Yeah.
Especially if you're using that permanent ink.
Like, this is... What are you doing drawing dicks on people's faces anymore?
Yeah, this guy's not young either.
People were doing this like 60 years ago. Do something more clever than that.
Yeah. Yeah. Draw a Hitler mustache on him.
But don't tell him and let him go in for his job interview.
Yeah.
So, I guess you're just owning this, huh?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Well, have you looked in the mirror? Ah, shit. Man, my roommates are real jokesters.
Don't draw a dick on the face. Write help me backwards on the forehead.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, that's our show.
Yeah.
Thanks again to ADT for sponsoring this week's episode. Introducing ADT Go, the new family mobile safety app and service. Get ADT Go with 24/7 emergency response with any ADT security system. Go to ADT.com/podcast to learn more today. With 36-month monitoring contract, early termination and installation fees apply. Certain markets excluded. License available at ADT.com.
Check out our two new episodes here. We got a brand new episode of Tech News Day and also a brand new Tugs where Cliffy, I don't feel so good.